Hello, welcome back to Andrea Fontana Beauty. I'm Andrea. I'm excited for this video because, as you know, my second to last video was swapping out my winter makeup basket. It's like my late winter. I feel like in the winter I like to do a holiday and then like a post-Christmas, just like winter, not quite spring yet, winter basket. And I did that. I decided the theme was gonna be purple. I was just feeling, I don't know, mauve-y, cool, purpley situation. So that was the vibe. And last week was my husband's birthday. Well, this past week. And I did my makeup really quickly. And I used it as an excuse to do something super fun. But I felt like it was a very everyday, easy, colorful purple look. So I can see myself doing this look a lot. And I wanted to create the look exactly how I just did it because I used, I don't know, I was just happy with the skin. I was happy with the eyes. It was very quick, very easy, and yeah, I just really loved how it turned out. So I'm gonna create that exact same look for you today. I'll link my winter makeup basket video down below if you're curious what products got put into that. You can also see that I have done my brows. I don't think I had done them. No, I don't think I filmed a get ready. Like I filmed a like non-makeup video. So you haven't seen me do makeup with my brows done in a couple of months. So let's get started. I'm using I just want to show you this mug because I went on a bookcation. Sorry, that's hard to understand if I say it fast. I went on a bookcation with some friends and this was last weekend. And we stopped and got coffee at the only coffee place that was open. And it was called Chuck's Diner, and it was the weirdest / coolest little shop ever. Like things you only find in random small towns, right? And the owner's name was obviously Chuck, and he sold these mugs that said "What the Chuck," and we all got them. There we go, Chuck's Drive-Thru Diner. We had to get them because like it was just like the funniest experience, and I love that we now have like a physical reminder of that experience. Anyways, we're just in sweats. It's a very cold, snowy Sunday. That's where I'm at with that. So let's get started. We're gonna start by, oh, I don't even have my mirror on. I guess I don't really need it. This is just a little bit of Welleda Skin Food in the areas where I feel dry. Cheeks and forehead. I always get red when I put this on. Don't worry, it's not that I'm like, I feel like when I watch it back, I'm like, dang girl, you're pulling your skin hard. But I'm not, so I just get red easily. Do we want to do we're doing the same order that I did it too, which is different than I feel like I normally show videos because the eye look is very light and simple and there wasn't a lot of fallout or anything like that. So I didn't actually use a primer. I used the Welleda as my primer, my prep. So I'm going with the House Labs foundation, Skin Tech foundation. Still loving this guy so very much. I know it's getting a lot of hype, but it is definitely one that I would repurchase it again. I never say that I'm going to purchase something again because I don't know what's coming out in the future. Sometimes I say, oh, I would continue to repurchase this, but I don't know, my skin might change. I might discover something else by the time I'm done with this that I want to try more, or I don't know. I'm trying to cut back on having too much in my collection at one time. I mean, you can see I had a blemish right here and that mostly covered it. I also really like how it lays with the Welleda Skin Food. And this color right now is absolute perfection. This color match is, I think, 145 light cool. I'm usually like a light or fair yellow undertone. It's interesting that it says cool because I'm usually a warm. It's very MAC of them. We've just blended a light that was like a pump and a half, light amount all over the face. I also love how this mixes with my favorite concealer of the moment, the Sephora Best Skin Ever concealer. I'm just so happy that I found something that I love as much as the NARS one that is so much cheaper. I mean, I'll link it down below, but I'm like pretty positive that it's like half the price. Still haven't tried it with the Best Skin Ever foundation. Maybe one day. I will. I'll probably use that the next time I do my makeup. So I can see how those two play together. All right. I feel like there's so many noises going on in the background. Thankfully my dryer just stopped, but that was going, you probably heard that in the beginning of the video. My stomach is grumbling. It sounds like somebody is cutting their they're definitely snow blowing. It sounded like they were cutting their grass, but I'm like, it's definitely, there's no grass in sight. It's definitely a snow blower. Sounds the same. That is looking great. That was so easy. The only thing I find with this foundation that I have to be careful about, which this brush is very helpful for, is if you move, which obviously I'm talking when I'm filming these, so it's very common for me to like get some creasing under my eyes or on my forehead where my fine lines are. And so if you get creasing before you set it and then you set it without blending it out, it's very easy to like set those creases in. So like often when I'm doing makeup on other people, I mean I do it on myself, but I just like don't care on myself as much, obviously, because I'm not a paying client. But when I'm doing makeup on somebody else and I notice I always will blend out, like even though there's like seconds, less than a minute between the time that I blend out your concealer and I put your powder on you, I still will go in, like right before I put that powder down, I will go in and I will reblend this, because I mean you can see this already moved a little bit because I can't help but talk with my forehead and my face because I'm Italian. Talk with my hands and my face. So without moving, I'm gonna set that with my Maybelline loose setting powder, and then I also go here, set that. No poof today, I guess. I used my brush. But it just helps in that situation. And then sometimes what I do is I'll go back in with that concealer brush and just like move it around a little bit. I don't know how much it actually does, but it makes me feel good. Do you ever do those things? Comment below if you have something like that. A makeup, or I mean, I guess it can have to do with anything in life. Is there something where like you literally see no like visual proof that it's doing anything, but it just feels like it's the right answer, so you do it because it makes you feel better? Please comment below and tell me something. Tell me I'm not alone in this. I'm sure I do it in other things. All right, so that's what that was, this powder. Brought that back out in my basket. My basket. I got Jersey there for a second. What bronzer did I use? Oh, I definitely used the e.l.f. Putty Bronzer in Honey Drip on my angled brush. Oh, snowplows. Now, got literally everything going on outside. Maybe this year will be the year I invest in a mic. I don't know, probably not. So when we moved to a dead end street. So we live on a dead end, which I absolutely like. There's more perks than not, but we really like it because when we eventually start a family, it'll be nice that like there's less traffic on our street. It's nice that like cars really only come down our street when they're coming to a house on our street, and there's not a lot of houses on our street. Like we're not even a full block. So I love it because there's not a lot going on, but I feel like we get used to how quiet it is, and when there is stuff going on, it's like, what is that noise? Who's here? It's actually really funny because our street is also very narrow, and our neighborhood's just like an old neighborhood. A lot of cool old houses, and it's actually really entertaining for delivery trucks to come and like the garbage truck, because they can't like come down and then turn around. There's no cul-de-sac. It's literally just like dead end. There's not space that like a normal dead end street would have. or cul-de-sac, so it's not like super easy to turn around if you have a big vehicle. So I love watching how like each different delivery truck has like figured out how to maneuver down and back. Like our garbage truck will come all the way down and then just like back all the way back up. Like everybody puts their garbage on one side of the street and then they just come all the way down and then go all the way back up backwards. So I don't know, I think it's funny. This is that Maybelline Fit Me blush in peach that I added that I love. It kind of reminds me of, like, look at that, she's pretty. And I didn't use a highlighter because I realized I didn't put any highlighters in this basket. Isn't that crazy? I don't know why. I just skipped it. Maybe because I had like 20 in my last basket, but I did not put a single highlighter. But that's okay because I love how that looks. It has like the right amount of sheen. Kind of reminds me of Milani Luminoso. It's a little more pigmented than that. Also kind of, but it really reminds me of Hot Mama. I think that's what it's called from the Balm. That's an old one. All right, doing my usual blend out. So that's the face, and I was really happy with it. I think it's really pretty. Next, let's go in for the eyes. The eyes, again, super quick, and I use It's My Pleasure palette, and the only two shades that I used are this matte, which is Kitten Fish, and then this middle shimmer, which is called Earth Shine. Oh, I shouldn't say that. I did use the Essence Bronze This Way for my inner corner, but that was because I didn't have a highlighter. So normally I would just take whatever highlighter I put on my cheek, I would put in my inner corner, but I'm gonna show you what I did because I actually really like how it turned out. So what I did is I literally only used a fluffy brush, and I took the shade Kittenish, it's like a mid-tone purple, and I went back and forth in my crease, the whole thing. And do you see how that adds like literally the slightest pop of color? If you have brown eyes, you have to try this or something similar. Just like put a lavender in your crease. I want to do this with like the entire rainbow and see which one's my favorite. I feel like I'm also, if I do the Baby Yoda palette and do sage, like a sage green with a sage green shimmer. Ooh, I feel like that'd be so beautiful. Those are the makeup vibes I'm going for. I feel like this spring, like I always like pastels in the spring, but I feel like I'm really gonna love pastels this spring and like just do more color every day. Because I also love pale pink in the spring. I don't know, I love it all. Okay, so that's what I did there. I just spread it on like that. Then I just took my ring finger and I went into this. It's definitely a duochrome. It's a lavender with a light blue shift. And I just popped that right on the lid. The entire thing. But because it's a duochrome, when the light hits the very center, it adds this bit of dimension as if you did this like whole situation. And like that's literally the eyeshadow like that. So easy and beautiful. And then I just took, you know, my normal situation where I take a angled fluffy brush with no color on it and just buff out the crease. The last thing that I did was I went in with the Bronze This Way palette from Essence, which is this little guy. And this one right here in the top in the middle is like the lightest shimmer. It's just like a little taupey champagne shade. But it adds like a touch of warmth right here, which I just really like because the look has that blue shift. So I like the balance of warm and cool when I'm doing cool looks. Like I like to add a little touch of warmth somewhere. You'll notice I did a peachy cheek. I like that combo too because I just feel like it 100% cool everything on me is just not my favorite. It's just not. It's the reality of it. I'm gonna add a little bit to my brows, but again, I just did them, so I'm really just sharpening up the tail. And that's the look, guys. I'm gonna spray. I just put chapstick on with this because I didn't want to wear lip product. Okay, I'm gonna put mascara on and then I'll be right back. All right, this is the finished look. This is the easiest. I just happened to throw on this pink sweatshirt these are just my sweats because it's Sunday. But I like how it complements it. I didn't do that on purpose, but that is the look. This is a very, very simple, everyday way to wear color. And I love it. And I hope you'll try it. comment below what color you want to see me do next. I mean, I'm probably going to do sage green next, but I would be shocked if I didn't wear this all the time. And this is why I highly encourage you, if you are someone who owns like more makeup than can just like fit in an everyday makeup bag. If you like makeup and like you have a bunch of eyeshadow palettes, or you just have like more than one of different types, like a couple concealers, a couple foundations, this is why I recommend that you do a current makeup rotation basket, because it forces you to try different things out, discover, like it forces you to use palettes that you already have, forces you to try different color schemes that you might not have tried. If I had it done in all purple, I mean, I shouldn't say all purple, it's all purpley mauve. There's some neutrals in there, so it's not like it's all purple, but purple heavy makeup basket rotation, I don't know if I would have, you know, experimented and discovered that I love this purple as an everyday situation for me. It's so fun and I adore it. And I hope that, again, every time I share something like this, that it encourages you to go through your own collection and see if there's been a palette you've been sleeping on that you want to try. I bought this palette because I love these mid-tone fuchsia pinky purples, and now I'm using them, which feels really nice. So yeah, that's the video. If you enjoyed it, I hope you will subscribe. If you're not already subscribed, do it right now, please. It helps me out, allows me to continue making free content for you, and send this video to somebody that you think would enjoy it and be inspired by it. Make sure you like the video if you liked it, and don't forget to come back because I'm gonna have a new video up soon. That's a look. Have a great day.